Hello, and welcome to another Take 5 with DKI. I'm Ken Copeland, Director of Business Development with DKI Pro Supply. From DKI Services, we have National Channel Manager and Regional Support Manager, Matt DeMeo. And we're speaking today with Kevin Mulway, Manager of Member Development with More Floods. How you doing today, Kevin?
I'm hanging in there. How you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Fantastic.
So hey, More Floods is a strategic partner of DKI.
Yep.
There's probably quite a few members that don't know who you guys are, what you do. Could you give us just an overview, who More Floods is and just your purpose?
Let me do this. Let me give you guys the magic elevator speech. How's that sound?
The elevator speech is one that you can do when you're in the elevator, correct? Is that the whole? Okay.
This is the Take 5 speech, the quick one here. But I would say this, that More Floods really, if I was going to answer that in one sentence, would be a proven solution to help companies grow more profitable residential water mitigation work without having to franchise, without having to rely on the program work or lead generation. It's truly becoming what we say your own source of water mitigation work.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you say without having to franchise, it doesn't count DKI because we're really not a franchise group. We're more of a membership.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just want to clarify that. And in case any DKI members are getting ready to write some dirty letters, DKI is not included with that.
We love DKI. Great partners.
In fact, we've got a very similar mindset. I mean, we're both looking for strong independent contractors who want to be successful in the business.
Absolutely. It's been really encouraging over I think it's been, gosh, what are we coming up on a year now with this partnership? And I mean, it's been from the companies that have joined More Floods, the DKI company, they've been an incredible compliment to us. And we feel like, at least the feedback we've heard, we've been a good compliment to the DKI family companies that have joined too. So we're loving it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So Kevin, jump into that a little bit more. Why should a DKI consider More Floods?
Yeah. Let me answer that by what I'm hearing from DKI companies, right? So, over the past year, we've had a ton of DKI companies join More Floods. And really what we've heard is really two things, right? Number one, there were companies that at the time were heavily reliant more on commercial mitigation work as opposed to residential. And they wanted to get into the residential space, knowing the reality of that is that you're going to have healthy cash flow. It keeps the lights on, it pays the bills. So that was one segment of a need. The other segment were the companies that were already doing residential water mitigation work, but their acquisition cost, if you will, the cost to obtain that business was too high. So they were heavily reliant either on TPA work or lead gen. So to circle back, for companies that are in either of those two spaces, that's where we can come in to really help either A, get more profitable water damage work, or B, just get you into that space, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Very much.
So, and we've seen that. I mean, this COVID-19 has had a huge impact on business.
Yeah.
The commercial work hasn't been there because people are not in the commercial buildings. So they're not in the stores, they're not shopping, they're not in the restaurants. So how has it affected, or how has it impacted More Floods in the residential side of the business?
Yeah, I mean, literally a direct answer to that is it hasn't. We actually refer to it as the Thanksgiving effect, right? So to your point, there's so much vacant commercial space in the world right now. So many of us are working from home, but the
I see you're home right now, right?
Yeah, this is my life. this is just my garage. I'm such a light. I got fans and DHUs all over the place. But we call it the Thanksgiving effect. So like it's Thanksgiving, you have more relatives in the house, more plumbing's being used. There's more of a likelihood that stuff, there's going to be problems. So like, the commercial real estate owners might be just shutting off the utilities and there's no activity there. But look, if you own a house, your basement's flooded, you got 2 feet of water and there's a dookie floating by, you're calling somebody, right? And so we've actually seen an uptick, so we actually have our own restoration company also, which is actually where I'm talking from, called Power Dry. And our numbers have actually been up 10% since the shelter in place. So it's really, now we have to recognize too, there's companies that are full service that do residential, but maybe they do, the build backs, the reconstruction, the commercial. they're certainly feeling a hit on that. But anybody that has been entrenched, if you will, in the residential space, we really haven't seen that much of an impact, regardless of your source of work, because houses are still flooding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Matt? I mean, a good mix for DCAD members to have a mix of residential and commercial, because it kind of helps to take out the peaks and valleys.
Absolutely, it does. It keeps the, I always used to say, it keeps the blood flowing through the arteries, the resident, keeps the lights on, keeps these guys the momentum moving forward. So yeah.
And let me just add to this, guys. When you think about the strategic partnership, when we've brought these DKI companies that have joined more floods, we're not coming in to say, don't do program work anymore, don't do commercial work anymore, don't do lead gen. Hey, we want you, if it's working, you keep doing it. Where we're coming in is to really add maybe just another stool, if you will, to that revenue stream. So it's like, but to Matt's point, it does. It keeps the lights on, and it does, because you don't have those long ARs. And
yes,
so.
you're simply put, right? And correct me if I'm wrong here. You help us create, when I say us, the providers, create the circumstances. You build out a platform for them to follow from A to Z, so they can go out and create that work. They still stay on those TPAs if that's the choice that they want, but they can go other ways and get the referral base and build their company and their name within their marketplace naturally.
Exactly. It's literally, it's literally a paint by numbers, strategic, methodical system to build relationships with people that are going to refer work to you, and then to ensure that you're operationally sound when that work starts to come in.
Yeah, and I know there's quite a few members, quite a few more Floods members that are now DKI members, and they're a great asset to our team as well.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you guys. I mean, we're at the end of our time right now. I want to thank you guys for watching. Any DKI members watching this video, if this does not apply to you, please share it with somebody in your office that does. More Floods is a great strategic partner. They've got similar vision in how they want the independent contractors to succeed. Thank you guys very much. Kevin's contact information is going to be at the end of this video. Thank you very much, and have a great day, guys. All right.
All right, fellas. We'll see you.
Take it easy. Thank you.